Hello YouTube, this is Travis Dunn with MDL, and this is my vlog for October 23rd, 2016. Been a few weeks since I've done a vlog, felt like I needed to sit down and do one. Technically, I did one just prior to my vacation, but it's sitting on memory card, and I just haven't, I didn't even pull the memory cards out to try to get them edited. So, don't be surprised if after this vlog you happen to see another one pop up for a different date. Like I said, I'll probably sit down and try to actually get that edited. I will also apologize now. I'm a little sick, so if I cough or whatnot, that's just to give you a heads up that may happen. But needless to say, the last couple weeks have been kind of interesting. Doc got moved in. I finally here in this last week got the rest of his stuff sorted. And so he needs to get 2 more totes, and we can get the rest of the stuff repacked into something more secure. And then he's just got to take some stuff to his storage unit. But yeah, he's officially moved in, and so far he's doing okay. And considering the stress of the move and the stress of having to move in with us, because he went from pretty much being on his own with a roommate to living with somebody else, which was a very difficult decision that he had to make, but it was a decision that had to be made. I was on vacation last week, and needless to say, my wife, I love her to death. She would not stop. She didn't want to sit still. She didn't want to be home. She just run. For me, I was like, oh my God, I want to stop. I've got things, I do have things I want to do. I got things around the house that I need to do that I want to catch up. I was wanting to work on some videos, and that never happened. This is one of the reasons why the other vlog that I technically recorded hasn't got posted. So you may see another vlog from a little over a week ago pop up here possibly this weekend. And yeah, so it was run. Very first real day of vacation, we did go and buy a new car. And we went out and bought a brand spanking new car. Bought a 2017 Mitsubishi Lancer. Got it in the blue that she wanted. In fact, on Monday, which will technically, I guess, be tomorrow, remember I work nights, we're going to go have the spoiler put on, because that was one thing that she absolutely said she had to have, which was kind of interesting for me that she absolutely had to have that spoiler put on. Obviously we didn't get an Evo. We got a lower end trim model, and it's not a bad car, but there are weird idiocracies for me. And there will be a time where I'm going to sit down and kind of do a review. I'll talk about a little bit of that here shortly, but overall, it's a nice car. When we officially bought it had 12 miles on it, and to be honest, all but maybe a few of those miles we put on that car from the couple of test drives that we took prior to purchasing it. And I was a little surprised. I really thought my wife was going to go we were looking at a 2016 Ford Fusion with 10,000 miles, but there was some considerable paint flaws on that, and some really bad paint repairs done on that body. And until the day that we actually sat down and go, okay, what are we going to do? Which car are we going to pick? Because we kind of narrowed it down to the two, and we were basically nitpicking at it at that point. And I'll be honest, I kind of liked the Ford Fusion better. It was a little bit bigger car. It had a lot more trunk space. It definitely had a lot more features. It was an upper mid trim car. So it had a lot of nice things, but when it ultimately it came down to warranty, which was a big thing for us. Obviously, because it's a brand new car, we had to go for a 7-year loan. And with a 7-year loan, obviously the average car is 3 years, 36,000 miles for a standard bumper to bumper. One of the reasons why we decided to go with the Mitsubishi was it's a 50,000 5-year warranty. So for most of the loan, the car will be bumper to bumper warranty. And then there's a powertrain warranty up to 100,000 after that. So, that was something that ultimately made the decision of which car we were going to get. And I think my wife really liked the idea of having a car that nobody's owned, and we're not getting somebody else's problem. And certainly with my last car, I think that's what I got. I got somebody else's problem. I don't know how much, I'll be honest, I don't know how much longer I will end up owning that car. I'll probably own it for at least another year. After that, it's going to be hard pressed for me to want to keep that car. It's not that I don't like the car, but the problems with that car are becoming problems. And I just, seems like I'm going to end up spending a lot of money into it. And I just don't know if I really want to keep that car. But moving on, so we also, in fact, this was obviously after we bought, a couple of days or so after we bought the car, we took a trip down to HillBilly Hotdogs in West Virginia. And I'll leave a link in the description for their website. If you've never been there, it is what I'll call a themed roadside diner. That would be the only way I could properly describe it. And it is, it takes every redneck, West Virginia, monotone, what is the proper term? I don't remember what the proper term. It's 2 a.m, so I don't care. But pretty much every bad joke you've ever heard about West Virginia, and kind of throws it all into what you would sort of call a restaurant. Like, their dining area is literally 2 school buses that have been converted, and they're set in a way so you literally go in the back of one, or you can go into the, like you would normally get up into a school bus, the other way. But ultimately, it's just a really cool place to visit. Motorcyclists love to make the trip, especially out of Ohio, because it's really great roads, getting into it. And they got good hot dogs. I can't complain. I had a hot dog. I had a corn dog. Corn dog was good, was solid. Hot dog was really good. I tried to get my wife to let me order the home wrecker, and it's this huge monster, like 12 or 14 inch hot dog, and it's got like 2 pounds of toppings. But the bad part is they have one bigger than that. They have, but the home wrecker is the one that they're well known for. And she wouldn't let me do it. I'm like, well, I'll share with you, and the thing is, like, if it's one of those things that's been on, it's actually been on a TV show that they've had one of the famous food people there at one point. But I digress. The place is really cool. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. It's a fun trip. It's a few hours from where I live. So it was a little bit of a long trip, but, it was fun. It was fun. And strangely enough, the same day we went down to HillBilly Hotdogs, and this was just by pure coincidence, we had I'll call it a person we know. We had asked us to go to dinner. And so we went to the Dutchman in, what was the town? I'll leave a link in the description of that restaurant too. And I know it sounds funny, but I'm actually pronouncing it correctly. It is called the Dutchman. And, really cool family style restaurant, somewhere between a Ponderosa, Golden Corral, and, a Bob Evans-ish type of place. But the interesting thing about this place, and it's huge, but they have a nice buffet, lots of home-style meal food. You can obviously order, they have a full menu. But the big thing that they have is a on-site bakery. And let me tell you, they have eclairs that are like 8 inches long. I mean, they're monster eclairs, and they're really, for the size, they're very affordable. But they make all kinds of cakes and pies, and I picked up a pumpkin roll. We picked up obviously some chocolate eclairs. My wife picked up a custard pie. But I mean, just all kinds of really great Amishy type, pies and cakes and all those type of things that, I shouldn't eat, but I absolutely love. And, so yeah, that was a really, really nice dinner. We may actually do that again here soon. But it's in a little town. I want to say it was a Point Pleasant or something like that. But like I said, I'll leave a link in the description so you can check the menu. But if you happen to be in that area looking for a good place to eat, awesome place to eat. We also went to the zoo. In fact, my wife went 2 days in a row. That poor woman. Like I said, she didn't want to sit still for nothing. So her and I went to the Columbus Zoo, and we just went together. No kids, no one else. And it was nice. It was nice to go. But I think I kind of ticked her off. And I'll be honest, for some reason, it didn't even occur to me that, Pokemon, because I'm kind of playing it. But I've been I'll be honest, I haven't really played a whole lot. But she made the comment, and I was like, oh, well, let me look and see what, I figured maybe I could pick up some odd Pokemon that I don't have on my list. And I pull it up, and I'll show a picture of it. There are a shit ton. Like, almost every different area's got it's got Pokestops everywhere. So I was literally, like, hitting them Pokestops, let me tell you. And, so if you live in the Columbus, somewhere around the Columbus area, looking for a cool family event, and you're all into Pokemon, go. They've got Pokemon everywhere. And, but the nice thing is this time of year, there are some animals that are off exhibit that you won't see, but there's also some animals that are more active this time of year. So that's one of the nice things when you're talking about going to the Columbus Zoo. We try not to go more than a couple of times a year, just because, once you've walked it all, you've pretty much seen it all. And, we've gone through a couple of years where we haven't gotten passes or didn't go, and then we'll go a couple more times. So, this year we'd already planned on going to the Wilds, which, I've talked about before, and price wise, it made sense for us to just go ahead and get a family pass and be done with it. So we'll probably go one more time, between now and the end of the year. Probably go one time in the spring before our, yearly membership expires, and then, probably won't renew it next year. Probably going to renew it the following year. So, but always a fun time. Then, like I said, she took her mom, and she'd take the kids. I can't remember if she took the kids or not, but I know she took her mom, and I think she took the kids, and went the next day. So she was just, oh my God, she was sore as can be. And I was sore enough from, walking the place. And the place is huge. And again, I'll leave a link in the description to the Columbus Zoo. If you've never been, go. It's probably one of the best zoos in the country. And I always recommend to anybody who's visiting this area. Unfortunately today I've got to work on recocking the tub. And it seems like I've got a whole bunch of home projects I need to wrap up. I've been trying to reorganize some stuff. I got the attic completely that was the other thing I did manage to stay home one day and do. I reorganized the entire attic. I need to go and get a tarp for the pool and get that finished shut down. I still haven't done that yet. And, we went last weekend and went pokey hunting. Oh my God, that tells you where my brain's at. Pumpkin. We went to a pumpkin patch, a place called Renix. Link in description. I believe I got a website or Facebook or something. I'll find it and make sure to leave that description. Nice little roadside family farm. They do a pumpkin patch every year. And, we probably should have went the week before, because a lot of the pumpkins were already, it was like, they looked good on three sides and they turned one and they were rotten. So, but we managed to get some pumpkins, and, they have this thing that's like for $27 or $27.50, something like that. whatever you can carry from one sign to another sign. So literally the kids all picked out their pumpkins. I wish I had taken, I should have had the kids take a picture, and I didn't. But I literally had four large pumpkins that I was carrying. And, so I got to be, He-Man. And, the kids always enjoy going out and, playing at the farm. And, we've got a couple different places around us that we like to visit. There's one a little bit east of us. They always have literally have slides, and I mean, they do all kinds of cool, farmer type, things. So as far as the SD project, I've been doing a semi-regular podcast with my brother, called the Untitled Two Brother Podcast. That's been going pretty well. We've kind of had some missed weeks. Hopefully going to do one this week. It's supposed to be our gaming episode. We're going to talk a lot about gaming, and there's been a ton of news in the gaming, industry here lately. And it's we've got, lots of different, trailers coming out. And then we got news this last week that, got we call it a release video for the Nintendo, what was called the Nintendo NX, now being called the Nintendo Switch. We're going to talk about that coming up, this week. So if you haven't subscribed, look at my other channel. It's called the SD Project. And, like I said, me and my brother are doing a fairly regular podcast there. And, I think we're going to go to a weekly, podcast on that one. We talk about all kinds of manner of things. So it's almost kind of like my vlog a little bit, but him and I will talk about anything. And, kind of did a little bit of an unstructured one the last time because we just kind of wanted to BS. So we're going to BS. Still trying to work out some details as far as the quality and the audio, getting the audio synced up, and we're still having some issues there. We're going to change some things up, try something different. I will get that figured out. Now this week, for anybody that hasn't been watching the news, but hopefully you have, there was a massive, what is known as DDoS attack on a major, DNS, server, system. And, for the layman terms, DNS, domain name service, or, DDoS is a denial of service attack. And so basically what it is that somebody takes a group of computers and sends a bunch of garbage data to at a server over the internet, and to the point where information can't flow back or forth. It's kind of like stick a potato up a tailpipe. For those that, knows what that's like, don't ever do it. But so those servers got DDoSed, and, what those servers basically were servers that when you type in www.google.com, there are servers all over the world, lots of them in the US, that take that address, that www.something, and go, okay, that server that you're looking for is, and there's an address. It's kind of like your home address. You have a something at something, right? So let's say Google, and I think Google is 8.8.8.8 is the IP address of that server. But nobody's going to, no normal person will be able to remember what that address is. So those servers take a name and associate with an address, kind of like a big phone book. So those servers were attacked to the point where they couldn't operate, and it totally screwed up a lot of big websites. Twitter was down, Netflix was down, just to name a few. And even here at work, it's actually affected me here at work. Yesterday, Friday night into Saturday, I had no internet at work, which really sucks for me, but I had to be here because we had loads coming in. So, Unfortunately, it was one of those things I stand around. I could, I had a little bit of internet on my phone, which I could, I could watch some videos. I brought in a couple of DVDs just because I knew I was going to be twiddling my thumbs all night. There was nothing I could do. And even tonight, we've got a little Wi-Fi hotspot that one of the managers brought in, but it's horribly slow. It's a pain in my ass. So, but needless to say, thank goodness, it's been a quiet night, and that's why I'm also doing a vlog. Because I've got technically a lunch to take, so I'm taking my lunch. And that's something that's always been vulnerable. But we've never seen an attack like this at this scale. I mean, this was everything from East Coast, West Coast, down in this like Texas region was major areas affected, but a lot of other areas were affected as well. And it's one of the, it's like I said, it's affecting business. It's costing people money. And it's definitely hurting the economy. As of right now, we haven't heard an official who was responsible. Some are saying Russia, some are saying China, some are saying a collaboration of the two. But who knows? It could be Joe Blow. Nobody lives 2 blocks from me. That's just, you never know until they can manage to backtrack where all the garbage data was coming from. And it could have been garbage data from a botnet that was, malware on 50 or so machines. And that's all it takes, the right software. Some people, though, are referring to it as hacking. And it's not hacking in the proper hacking sense. It's a script that runs, that sends garbage data to a server. I don't call that hacking. I could do it. Anybody with an internet connection and the ability to read could probably figure out how to perform a DDoS attack on somebody. So it's just one of those things. It's like I said, it's been bad. Everybody's been talking about it, and I figured I'd at least give my 2 cents. It sucks for me. I don't like to work, but I wish I could have went home and worked from home, because I would have had internet. I could watch TV. And as you can tell from my voice and from the way I sound, I've been sick, so I haven't really wanted to be at work anyway. But just coming off vacation, I don't like calling off anyway. I'm that kind of guy. I don't, I'm lucky if I call off 1 day a year. But I just, it's one of those things, like, if I'm going to be sick and miserable, I might as well be sick and miserable and getting paid for it. But there is a certain point where I will go, okay, I can't do it. So, we all have those moments, and, some people do it better than others. God, I almost forgot. I have to talk about this. Also, leave a link in the description of this video. I recorded my son's final football game between his team and the Canal Winchester Indians, I think his team, and he's Groveport Madison Cruisers, and they won their game, and that left them undefeated for the season. That apparently has not happened in many years for the middle school team, and so it was one of those things. It's like he was overly excited, overly proud, and all right, well, my battery's just about dead, so I'm going to leave this video. I'll leave my social media in the description. Hope everyone has a great day, has a great week, and I will catch you later.